seminar and all journalists, sisters and brothers. Uh, it is my pleasure to present a paper on 8th October Socialist Revolution and Contribution, Lenin. Actually, this time we invited the delegation of Communist Party of Russia under the leadership of Comrade Sergei Milinkovich, and in this delegation's honor, we have organizing this seminar. And according to the we choose these topics actually up to revolution and contribution of Lenin. What is our view about the October Revolution and contribution of Lenin? I would like to present this paper. It's not long, it's a brief, point by point. So I don't like to explain about it, but just I would like to present some points. The October Revolution of Russia was a turning point in the world history. Before that time, the world was passing through a world capitalist revolution and transformation. Within the womb of global society, when capitalism was evolving in 17th century, it took a long time to replace capitalism in the world. Actually, three revolutions occurred in the world. One revolution was 1688 revolution in Britain. It was called a glorious revolution. It is also a capitalist revolution, bourgeois capitalist revolution. Another revolution occurred in France. That was a French state revolution of 1779. That was another bourgeois revolution. And third revolution was in the American Independent War. These three revolutions actually occurred within the period of bourgeois democratic revolution. Although many other revolutions also occurred, but these are three main revolutions that completed the bourgeois democratic revolution in the world. And after that, in every country, the economic basis of capitalist production relation was established, and on the basis of that capitalist production relation, the new superstructure was developed, and that was the multi-party democracy. A multi-party democracy was the superstructure of capitalism everywhere. Particularly, this developed in Europe, expanding in America, and all over the country, all over the world right now, particularly in Asia, Africa, Latin America. Yes. Capitalism has been the latest exploitating system that has to be eliminated by socialist revolution in the human history. Comrades, we know three exploitative systems in the world. One was slavery system, another is feudal system, and another is capitalist system. These are the three exploiting systems in the world. The last system we are facing now. If we eliminate capitalism, there will be no exploitative system in the world. So this is the last one. When capitalism developed into international monopoly capitalism, financial monopoly capitalism, then colonialism developed and many monopoly capitalist states began to expand their own colonial empire in different parts of the world. And then began colonial war. Up to the end of 19th century, the whole world was completely divided into the different empires and colonial empire. The cutthroat competition was developing among them. Colonial war was going on in one or other parts of the world. Those colonial war had to be developed into world war. It was inevitable, but nobody knows up to that time. Lenin is the man who exposed this truth, that within capitalism, this competition will inevitably brought the world war. That happened. We have already seen. Those wars party delivering in the world wars. This truth was exposed by great Lenin for the first time in human history through the concrete analysis of the developing situation in the world. In another aspect of the scenario in the world, when Marx and Engels published the Communist Manifesto in 1848, alongside with developing bourgeois democratic revolution in different countries, the communist movement also began to expand in Europe particularly. Marx and Engels established first international of revolutionary working class. Through their institution, Marxism is spread in many European countries. The working class of different countries established their vanguard as social democratic parties, labor parties, workers' parties, and communist parties. At that time, particularly the social democratic parties was very popular. In different countries, social democratic parties were established. After Marx's demise, Engels organized the Second International and lead international communist movement in the correct direction. In that period, communist movement spread in more countries in Europe and America. In Russia also, since 1882, Marxism began to spread rapidly despite the autocratic monarchical suppression and exploitation to the working class and rude masses of Russia. Ultimately, Lenin established the Russian Working Class Party, Social Democratic Labor Party, in 1898. Through this party, Lenin analyzed the then world situation, the Russian feudal monarchy, the development of capitalism in Russia and in the world, its development into monopoly capitalism, the division of the world, about the maturity of the coalition of socialist proletarian revolution in Russia. He analyzed all these things. He published Iskra, that was the organ of RSDLP, and the central organ of RSDLP. The organ publicized the Lenin's line and policy in one and other articles and documents to the broad mass of the people. It was a powerful weapon to educate the broad mass of the people and to expose criminal nature and evil design of domestic and international imperialism and reactionary forces. He analyzed the development of Russian society in general, the development of capitalism in Russia, the class analysis of Russian society, and class nature of different political parties working in Russia, and role of feudalism and autocratic Tsar dynasty in Russian Revolution. Analyzing the weakest chain of the contradiction within the world imperialism, he formulated the theory of victory of revolution in one country first. But in Second International, nobody were ready to accept this theory to launch a revolution in one country. But Lenin opposed this idea. No, there might be a revolution in one country also. At this time, the imperative chain has been very much weak in Russia. So in Russia, we could organize the revolution. In that way, Lenin fought with the opportunism in the Second International. So he led the revolution in Russia. There was a great debate in the Second International, which was dominated by rightist opportunism. They did not agree with Lenin, but Lenin resolutely marched ahead on his correct line, policy, and program. In this period of time, Lenin wrote many historical articles and resolutions. Just for example, what is to be done? He wrote a very important book. We also should study about it. One step forward, two step back. That is another. Two tactics of social democracy in the democratic revolution. Imperialism in the highest stage of capitalism, and state and revolution. Proletarian revolution and renegade clause, and the famous April thesis. The April thesis is shows that after democratic revolution, a continued revolution will be needed, and socialist revolution will be victorious. So these are very important articles and documents Comrade Lenin wrote. The world capitalism has developed into imperialism gone into a reactionary system. Now no revolution could be victorious under the leadership of bourgeoisie. It brought this conclusion. And the development of capitalism has been uneven. So its chain would be necessarily weak at one or other point. At that time, Russia is the weakest point in the world imperialist system. Though so, proletarian revolution was imminent in Russia. The objective and subjective conditions for proletarian revolution had been maturing, he told. The proletarian revolution is possible in one country like Russia, first, where the imperialist chain has been weak, but in Russia, RSDLP means the Russian Social Democratic Labour Party had to pass through two stages of revolution. One is bourgeois democratic revolution, and another is socialist revolution. According to this new theory, he began to combine the universal truth of principle of Marxism with the concrete practice of Russian revolution. And in this way, Lenin actually developed the process of class struggle. Lenin had to organize sharp ideological and theoretical struggle inside the party against one or other revisionist or opportunist trend led by some opportunist leader like Plekhanov, Martino, Sverdlov, Vorshilov, etc. And lastly, Trotsky and Bukharin. He fought against such opportunist trend within the party. Only defeating such opportunist line within the party, the October Revolution was victorious. The party of Lenin became very consolidated and it expanded all over the Russia very successfully against the feudal imperialist monarchy. Russian monarchy was a feudal monarchy, but Russian state was not only feudal state. Lenin analyzed that it's a feudal imperialist state because the capitalism in Russia was already developing into a monopoly capitalism. Although there was feudalism also, that was a complicated thing, but Lenin very easily, very systematically analyze and bring the conclusion. So, the bourgeois democratic revolution succeeded in Russia in February of 1970. That's why it was called the February Revolution. And it was a bourgeois democratic revolution under the leadership of proletariat party. This was a new in the world history. No revolution were victorious under the working class party before that time. But Lenin did it. This was a very new thing for the world, for human history. Then Lenin continued the revolution. As Comrade Kulazar said, rightly there was a provisional government. But who were in the provisional government? The bourgeois, the monarchists, and the revisionists, socialist revolutionaries. There was a party, socialist revolutionaries. They told themselves as socialist revolutionaries, but they were out and out revisionists and opportunists. That type of political parties were in provisional government. So Lenin called to workers, peasants, and military Soviet to expand in all corners of Russia and seize power everywhere. And in that way, Lenin led workers and peasant Soviets to organize insurrection all over Russia and capture all power in the hands of Soviets. Finally, all power was captured by the Soviets. Through that struggle, the Red Army was also organized and the USSR was declared. This was the historical birth of new democracy. There were different types of democracy in capitalist era. But a new democracy was burning at that time. A new democracy is a socialist democracy. So it was in 1917, October, the great historical October Socialist Revolution became successful in Russia and in the world. It was a successful socialist revolution in Russia. At the same time, it was the new historical starting point of world socialist revolution in the world too. It has two aspects. One is a national aspect, a Russian revolution, but at the same time, it is a world revolution. Since that time, the period of world bourgeois democratic revolution has been ended, and a new historical process of socialist world revolution has started in the world. So the Great October Revolution was the turning point of human history. In this way, Lenin combined Marxism with the concrete practice of Russian Revolution and then international situation and developed Marxism in a new stage of Leninism. He developed Marxism in political, economic, cultural, philosophical, and in all respects. He successfully protected Marxism from revision and opportunism. He implemented Marxism very creatively, according to the actual condition of the Russian Revolution. He analyzed very correctly the changing process of world history, from world bourgeois democratic revolution to the new stage of world socialist revolution. He very successfully established the USSR, a new state, a new working class state, a socialist state in the world. It was an epoch-making event in human history. The cycle of world imperialism and capitalism was destroyed in 1/6 of the land of the world. 1/6. That was a great achievement. Since then, the people, nations, and countries of the world have entered in the period of imperialism and proletarian socialist revolution. Today, we are passing through the world socialist revolution, which was started by the great victory of Great October Socialist Revolution of Russia. Although the Soviet Union has been disappeared, it's a great setback, not only the people for Russia, but it is for the people of the world, nations of the world, countries of the world. So it's a great setback. But is this the failure of socialism? No. It is only the failure of, it is not the failure of Marxism. It is not the failure of socialism. And it is not the failure of the spirit and value of October Revolution. But it is only the failure of one specific model of Soviet socialist structure. That has been there. And there need in Soviet, in Russia, now a new revolution is needed. New revolution. A new October revolution. We hope, under the leadership of Comrade Sergei and the Communist Party of Russia, a new revolution will be occurred here. Nobody is stopped. No imperialism could stop the revolution, a new revolution in Russia now. And many revolutions around the world. It will happen. It's inevitable. No imperialism could stop. So, it has been, we have to sum up our experiences in every country. In Soviet Union, why Soviet Union was failed? We have to sum up the experiences. What were the internal and external factors that made demise the Soviet Union? We have to learn from it. And we must analyze the proper achievement and mistakes, shortcomings of the Soviet Union or CPSU. We have to take proper lessons and march ahead according to the concrete condition of revolution in our own countries and time. We have to celebrate every year the great October Socialist Revolution, take inspiration from it to resolute effort to complete the socialist revolution and transformation from our own countries. For this purpose, we Nepalese Communists and our party have been trying our utmost effort to lead the working class and the broad masses of the people of Nepal towards the socialist revolution and transformation. We have just completed our party's 10th National Congress successfully and passed a program of scientific socialism with Nepalese characteristic. This has been a historical program put forward by our party for the first time in the history of Nepalese Communist movement. This is the strategic goal of our socialist revolution. The National Congress has also put forward the revolutionary line, policies, and principles to achieve this historical goal. Despite the differences, divisions, right opportunism, liquidationism, and bourgeois egoism in some leaders of the communist movement in Nepal, it has already been in the new push of reorganization. Now, Nepalese communist movement has also been divided at this time. It was divided in the past also, and we had unified it, basically. But again, it has been divided. But the reorganization process has already started. And reorganization, transformation, and consolidation, unity is inevitable in our movement. We will do it. We have to do it. Then it has already been in the new course of reorganization, transformation, unity based on principle, consolidation, and advancement towards the great goal of socialism according to the path shown by great Lenin and October Socialist Revolution in Russia. This is only the way we could observe and honor the great October Socialist Revolution. Now, finally, I would say some slogan. I would like to say, long live the great leader Lenin, and please repeat it. Long live the great leader Lenin.
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 Long live the spirit and value of October Revolution.
Long live the spirit and value of October Revolution.
And long live the solidarity between our two parties.
Long live the
Long live the solidarity between our two parties.
Long live the solidarity between our two parties.
Thank you very much.